this video, we'll talk about how you can check if an activity you find is a real task and also how you can adapt these activities into real tasks for your TeamBLT curriculum. As we will see in Module 4, the material used in class has a major role into making your tasks engaging. Instructors and learners can bring in class material they find interesting, for example, a poster they like or a picture they took. Also, there can be cases where the learners are the only material of the lesson. How could you adapt any ready-made activities into tasks? Well, you can check out 6 simple questions. If all the answers are yes, then it is a task and you can use it for your TeamBLT curriculum. Question 1. Is the activity a work plan? A task should be a work plan for the learners. It should inform them how to work and what they are expected to do. It might lead them or not to communicative behavior. For example, it might request learners to speak or write something. Question 2. Is the focus of the activity primarily on meaning? In the activity, a gap should exist, asking for opinion, information, or giving reasons so the learners can be motivated to use a language, choosing to express themselves as they prefer. In TeamBLT, it is vital to distinguish communication tasks that focus attention primarily on meaning from language practice activities that focus on language form. This should not be confused or combined in one activity as it happens in many textbook activities. Ask yourself, is the example dialogue just an example, or does it require the learners to follow it word by word, even if native speakers would rarely use this dialogue structure? Question 3. Is there some relation to real-world activities? Tasks should be designed to practice language that learners are likely to encounter in the outside world. Tasks can be based on a language activity that is found in the real world, or it can be an artificial activity. However, in both cases, while performing the tasks and using the language while making questions, giving answers, and expressing opinions should be like this would happen in the real world. Question 4. Does the activity involve any of the 4 language skills? A task should require learners to listen or read the text and show how they understand it, produce a text, oral or written, or combine receptive and productive skills. Remember the topic we have seen before with the language skills. Question 5. Does the activity engage any cognitive processes? An activity to be a task should engage selecting, classifying, ordering, reasoning, and evaluating information in order to complete it. These procedures influence the choice of language but lets the learner free to think and choose the final grammar form or vocabulary they wish to use. Question 6. Does the task have a clear communicative goal or outcome? A task has a non-linguistic outcome which serves as the goal of the activity for the learners and which indicates when this is completed. Textbook activities may give learners topics to discuss, but is there a clear purpose to the discussion beyond simply practicing language? Is there a reason to listen to what classmates say? Asking and answering in a traditional class rarely produces authentic sounding dialogues in which learners are genuinely engaged. This can be changed with small adjustments. Let's check on these 2 different versions of the same activity, going shopping. Are both versions tasks? The first version is more obviously an exercise than a task. The work plan requires learners to attend to form. They use any and some in questions and replies, and this shows that fact. Then it asks users to substitute items in the given sentences, so it is not easy to lead learners to the kind of language use of the real world. Also, it is not cognitively demanding and the outcome does not include an indefinite product. The second version is a task. Learner A has Mary's shopping list and learner B the list of items of Nora's store, and the resulting gap requires a focus on meaning. The participants are left to choose their own linguistic resources as the model sentences are removed. Finally, an outcome is introduced by requesting the learners to write down what items Mary is able to buy. So, an already found activity can be easily adapted into tasks with some light adaptations. Also, you can use these 6 simple questions when you want to create a task from scratch in order to check that you are on the right way.